Hi, welcome to Talking About. I am aboard the Carnival Freedom this year, and I once again have a wonderful guest on board the vessel, Mr. Paul Stolbaum. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on board.
And I know you are so busy organizing trips and groups and all this wonderful stuff that we're going to be talking about, and you took 15-20 minutes out of your incredibly busy schedule to sit down with us, and I appreciate that very much.
It's my pleasure. I look forward to it.
So, okay, the trip that we're on right now is a rather unique trip. One of many that you put together.
Yes.
What trip are you on right now?
Well, this is a annual cruise for men and lesbians living with HIV. And it's a annual event, as I mentioned, where we bring together people from all over the country. We have people from Canada and Puerto Rico that are on board, where we provide them both a great, safe social environment, as well as educational opportunities to learn a little bit more about new medications coming down the pipeline and other things of how to take care of yourself better.
Okay. And this has been going on for how many years so far?
This is our 6th, and next year our dates will be November 5 to 12, so that will be our 7th.
2011.
2011.
Because it still lives on the internet for quite a while.
Yes, good.
Well, what can people expect from the trips?
Well, I think the first thing they can expect is leaving your fears about disclosure behind, because everybody within the group, we're all in the same situation, and the phrase I like to say is we're all in the same boat. And we find that people generally relax, when they're maybe uptight in their home community about their status. Here it's open, there's no issues with it. One of the great things about this cruise is the sense of camaraderie and belonging and feeling that you're part of something unique. I mean, this is truly a unique travel experience for people living with HIV. Again, because of the safety, because of the fact that we have so many private fun functions for the guys, and that there's the educational component.
Right, and the educational component, you bring in some top-notch people to lecture as well, for example.
Well, this year, and it changes from year to year, this year we have Nelson Virgil, who is an activist, long-term survivor, and he's just a powerhouse when it comes to knowledge about the new meds coming down the pipeline and dealing with side effects. We had Larry Icard on board, who did an interactive workshop so that people could get to be a little bit more comfortable with each other. We've also had Dr. Nate Klarfeld and Dr. Grover Lawless, who did a introductory to HIV for those people who might be a little bit less informed, maybe for the newly diagnosed.
Okay, so and that again varies from year to year.
Yes.
But there's always something interesting and exciting, and you have some people that come on board and speak to some more fun aspects as well.
Correct. This is the first year we brought on board Mark King for thebody.com, called My Fabulous Disease, and he's been hilarious. He's taken over many of the responsibilities that I would have normally done by being the MC and introducing the guest speakers. We did a hysterical dating game the other day that was very X-rated, kind of raunchy, but of course the house was packed and the guys had a really great time.
And from what I was speaking to people, everybody was in hysterics through all that. And you have some private parties as well.
Yes, we do have some private cocktail parties throughout the week. We also make it easy for people to identify each other and find each other, because on a ship with several other passengers, we need to know who we are. So we have created a bracelet that each person wears, as well as a little name tag that basically only has your first name, your last initial, and your hometown, and that identifies the other people in the group.
To just the people of the group.
Yes, I mean anybody else on the ship has no idea what it is.
Right, it's just a name tag.
Just a name tag. Just for people, your listeners, we call this the cruise retreat. Nowhere along the way is the word positive or HIV brought up in the with the cruise line. So it's a very, again, safe, that nobody is going to be outed while on board this ship. One thing that I think is a highlight for our guys is the fact that we run our own shore excursions. In each port, I bypass what the cruise line has to offer, put together a program of itinerary, of excursions that are best representative of the destination that we're going to. And the feedback I've been getting from the guys year after year is that it's been a highlight of the trip to be on an exclusive program just with our guys. I'm proud to say also that I do it for a lot cheaper than the cruise line offers it for.
Right. Actually, I had a chance to look at some of the lists of what you were offering on this particular cruise, and some of them were sort of 3-in-1 to what the cruise line offered for a comparable price to just one that you would get from the cruise line, or even I think there was one that was very close to what the cruise line was offering, and you were offering it for a few dollars less.
Right. I mean, there's been, for example, when we were in Panama yesterday actually, we did a tour that encompassed the Embrera Indian village, which is the indigenous people of Panama. We went to the Panama Canal, and then we went swimming in a waterfall. And the price of mine was, including all those three, was basically the exact same price that they were selling just the trip to the Indian village.
So it's a bargain.
It's a bargain. Everyone loves a bargain. And I would say at least 3/4 of the people participate in our various excursions. Some may want to do something on their own, and that's fine, because the cruise line has dozens and dozens of excursions to offer to people.
I don't know if the cruise line varies from year to year often.
Yes. The past couple of years we've been working with Carnival. Next year I'm proud to say that we're going to go to Princess Cruise Lines, which is a higher caliber cruise line. Price-wise, they're comparable. But it's a cruise line that will offer really, truly outstanding service, excellent cuisine. Their specialty restaurants, they have two of them, are extraordinary. One of them is an Italian restaurant where it's a 13-course meal.
Oh boy.
Yeah, food is never a problem on board the ship. And
there's a gym on board if you want to work it off.
Yeah, there's a gym and there's a spa, and of course the obligatory casino for those who want to lose their money.
Well, you're a travel agent by profession.
Correct.
What got you started with this particular tour?
Well, originally when I moved down to Fort Lauderdale from Philadelphia, yay Phillies, I had read an article in People magazine about a woman in Miami who was running heterosexual HIV cruises, and I contacted her. I have been positive now for going on 29 years, and we just hit it off great. And so I became the travel agent for the hetero cruise.
Which is still going on.
Which is still going on. We have a contingent of straight people that are here, and I might as well say at this point, having both sexualities on board adds an extra dimension. The numbers of gay men are far larger than the straight people, but the women love hanging out with us, and our guys love dancing with the women. It's just a great interaction between the two groups.
And the groups intermingle and are separate?
Yes, there are separate events for each group, but yet, as you said, we have combined activities for the groups. And somewhere along the line, when Sherry Kaplan, her name was, who founded the hetero cruise, I had said, being a gay man, that we need to make this more inclusive. and I created the HIV Cruise, which was about, as I said, this is now our 6th year. And recently we've been reaching out. We have some lesbians that have joined us, and we absolutely want to welcome more lesbians on board. We also had last year and the year before our first transgendered person. So we were trying to, again, make this all-encompassing, and we wanted to be more than just U.S.-based people. Like, for example, I run a cruise for bears. We have over 500 people that come on that, and 17 countries are represented on that cruise. So that's my goal, is to see this group continue to grow at the pace of some of my other groups and have people from many, many, many other countries come.
Okay, and the group is quite diverse and it's growing, and everybody seems to have a really wonderful time. Are people looking for the one special someone when they come on board?
Well, I think people come with different intentions. I think the first thing they're coming for is to feel comfortable in their own skin as being people living with HIV, and they find that here almost unanimously. Most people are looking for friendships too, whether it be in their general geographic location or across the country. We've seen so many strong friendships develop from this. Also, it happens. We have people that have met their partners. We have 4 couples that are on this particular cruise that also sailed with us last year. They met their partner, and they have been together for this whole year. And we hope to have some of them in our dating game this afternoon. I'm sorry, in our newlywed game this afternoon.
Okay, so definitely, if you're looking for a special someone, if you're looking for a special someone at the moment. Right,
right. I mean, I'm not promising people that you're going to find your partner, but I'm proud to say that over the years we've had many, many connections where people have stayed together.
And there are different types of connections. There's the intimate connection, and then there's the intimacy of a solid friendship.
Right.
I've talked to some of the people who have nobody in their hometown that they know of that they can talk to, and they have stated how wonderful it is just to have people with even just the one thing in common to be with, and they're loving just that. I mean, if the ship went nowhere, they're walking away grateful for that.
Right, and I think, although I try to vary the itinerary from year to year and always look for fresh ports, so many people have told me they don't care where we go, they just like being a part of the event, because the camaraderie again, and at the end of the week, it's just wonderful to see how people just don't want to get off the ship. They don't want to leave each other, and the tears of joy actually that many people are willing to let flow. And I guess maybe one other thing I'd like to say is that during the week we hold a celebration of life, which is also meant as a remembrance for those who have left us. And we find that to be a very cathartic and very powerful experience for the people. There's a lot of laughter, there's a lot of letting go of what you've been holding on to. So sometimes it can be tearful, but it's, again, cathartic tearfulness rather than out of sadness.
Okay, so there are good tears, there's a lot of laughter, there's a lot of adventure, there's some strong friendships, and some strong whatever going on.
Right.
And there's just so much to get out of it. And where can people learn more?
Well, our primary website is www.hivcruise.com.
Okay.
So we also just recently acquired www.pozcruise.com, but the primary site will be hivcruise.com.
Okay, and you had briefly mentioned the Bear Cruise, so if people are just watching and interested in that, can people just get in touch with you in general? They can.
They can also look at our website, which for that one would be Bear Cruises, FL for Florida, bearcruisesfl.com. And as I mentioned, that cruise has just grown by leaps and bounds.
Okay. Thank you for taking the time out of your very, very busy schedule, making all of this happen for everybody, and keeping everybody, if there are any negatives that trickle down, they don't trickle down to the passengers, and the people on the cruise have you to thank for that. So thank you for that, and thank you for what you do. And the website's one more time.
www.hivcruise.com. And if I can, I'd just like to mention one other quick thing.
Sure.
You said the word negative, so I wanted to let our listeners know that your negative partners and family friends or are welcome to join us as well. It's we don't want to exclude people who are in serodiscordant relationships or want to bring their mom or pop
People have brought their parents.
Absolutely. And we've had one person who's brought his mother and a child on board. So.
Okay. Well, thank you again.
My pleasure.
And thank you for watching. I'm John Griffith with Paul Stahlbaum. www.talkingabout.info. There will be links to the cruise website there. And I will see you again next time. Thanks.